reviewing Paula Deen's Family Kitchen in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. Even if you've never watched the Food Network, you've probably at least heard of Paula Deen, known for her southern cooking that uses copious amounts of butter. Well, today we find ourselves at her restaurant located on the island in Pigeon Forge. When you walk in, you'll find yourselves in the Paula Deen shop where they have all sorts of souvenirs and cooking items you can buy. And look, Calvin even got a chance to meet Paula Deen and wait, Calvin, what are you doing? Once your table is ready, you'll make your way to the second floor that overlooks the fountain on the island. Were we lucky enough to get a table with a view? No, but with a party of 11 people, I'm just happy I didn't have to wait more than 15 minutes. But to the important part, the food. The restaurant is served family style. So instead of everyone choosing their own meal, you collectively decide with your party what entrees and sides you want, and then those are brought to your table in large quantities and are all you can eat. For entrees, we chose the fried chicken, country fried steak, chicken and dumplings, and meatloaf. For sides, we chose mac and cheese, collard greens, creamed potatoes, and creamed corn. Now, they start you off with these cheese biscuits that were honestly incredible. The best way to describe it is to say that they're like gourmet Red Lobster biscuits. This was a great way to start the meal, especially when you've got some hungry babies that won't hesitate to scream in the middle of a busy restaurant. Now let's talk sides. The creamed corn. It had just the right amount of sweetness to it. They were very good and a favorite of our crew. The creamed potatoes were mild in flavor, but that's to be expected of potatoes without gravy. They were all right. The collard greens were savory and delicious. Although, let's get the picky person perspective. Nope. Lakin doesn't like them. But still, if you like collard greens, these are worth getting. Now to our final side, the mac and cheese. There's very few sides that beat a good baked mac and cheese to me, and I'm always on the hunt for the best. And honestly, this is exactly what I want from a mac and cheese. It had the right amount of creamy, the right flavor. If anything could have elevated this for me, I would have liked to see more cheese caramelized and golden brown like you do on the top of a typical baked mac and cheese, but I can't complain. This was great. Now on to the entrees. First up, we have the fried chicken. And I have a high standard for fried chicken, and man, this went above and beyond my expectations. The meat was tender, moist, and very flavorful. The white meat was drier than the dark meat, obviously, but this was very good. The chicken fried steak was actually a little disappointing. It wasn't bad, but it was certainly far from great. And the chicken and dumplings was surprisingly bland. I actually had high hopes for this because it was listed on the menu as one of the Paula's picks, but this was the least favorite for everyone at our table. Except for Calvin, he really liked it. Now our last entree is the meatloaf. Texturally, it was a bit stiff, but flavor-wise it was very good, and everyone at our table enjoyed it. Now let's talk about desserts. Here's the thing, each dessert is 99 cents. You heard that correctly, $1 per dessert, and there's no limits. So obviously, I had to try every dessert they had. They had 4 options available: the apple cobbler, banana pudding, and a vanilla and chocolate butter cake. The apple cobbler was just meh. I wouldn't get it again. The banana pudding was pretty good though. The taste was very banana forward and not like an artificial banana flavor, but real banana. It wasn't quite as sweet as the other desserts, but not in a bad way. It allowed the natural flavor of the banana to shine. I enjoyed it. But the 2 butter cakes were the superior desserts by far. The other 2 weren't even in the same league. Lakin described the taste of the chocolate butter cake like brownie batter and a chocolate chip cookie, and honestly, I'd agree with that. And the vanilla was buttery and delicious. Lakin wasn't as big of a fan as the regular butter cake as I was, opting for the chocolate, but I think I preferred the vanilla. The chocolate was maybe a little too rich, like I could only get a few bites before being done. The vanilla was sweet, but not overly so. Overall, the meatloaf, fried chicken, mac and cheese, creamed corn, and both butter cakes were top hits at our table, and the non-picky eaters liked the collard greens. Consistently, everyone felt the chicken and dumplings and country fried steak weren't that great, but those are just 2 small marks on an otherwise great dining experience. I came to see if this place lived up to the standard I'd expect of a famous chef, and it delivered. If you are ever in the area, this is a restaurant you have to try. I rate my experience here a 9.4 out of 10.